Now, as a matter of principle, Israel's Independence Day, the happiest day in the Israeli calendar, always comes one day after Memorial Day, the saddest, the intention being a nationwide exercise in gratitude. But of course, the days hit harder and closer to home for some more than it does for others. Joining me to discuss is Torchlighter at this year's Independence Day ceremony, CEO of the Yahad, United for Israel Soldiers Association, and CEO and founder of the Aharai Youth Leading Change Organization, Major General Reserves, Yoram Ya-Ya Yair. Major General, it's a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much. Now, starting with Memorial Day, Yom HaZikaron, having lost your daughter in a tragic crash 30 years ago, how do you mark this day apart from maybe going to the cemetery?
On the Memorial Day, we are surrounded by thousands and thousands of friends and people, and everyone identify with you, and everyone feels that he wants to take a part of the huge burden which we are carrying on our shoulders, and they want to take, as if they want to share and to take something off your chest, and that help a lot. It's something that is very typical to the Israeli society, and it helps.
How much did this loss and this ethos that you're talking about really influence your ongoing work with active soldiers in Yahad and Aharai?
I decided long ago, also when I was in service for 35 years, to work toward strengthening the connection between the diaspora, the Jewish people abroad, and the Israeli society. And I decided that, in spite of the fact that I was assigned to the most demanding and combat assignments, and I was commanding the paratroop brigade and the Lebanese sector and the Syrian front. Nevertheless, I decided that a part of my attention will be to the Jewish people and how we make it more cohesive, working on the connection between the Israeli society and the diaspora, and social problems within the Israeli society, like youth in unprivileged environments, suburbs, how to close the gaps between the center of Israel or the mainstream of the Israeli society and the peripheral portions of this society. And that's what I'm doing for the last 40 years.
So, of course, this year you're also a torchlighter at the Yom HaAtzmaut ceremony. How did you find out, and how did you and your community react?
I'll tell you, I got a phone call from the minister, Chili Trooper, who was who was active and volunteer in one of in Aharai, Follow Me organization years ago. And he called me and said, Yaya, I asked him, what can I help you? And he said, I want to tell you that you will. So it was very, very touching, but also embarrassing a little bit, because I was used to do everything without public relations and without all the media around, because I think that important things should be done in low profile, let's say. And suddenly everyone in Israel knows about and is watching this ceremony, and you are in the center, and every person in the street is stopping you, and the family, and the friend of friend, and the people and soldiers who were under my command, and the youngster, and people who learned with me, all the world is calling and sending messages and supporting, and surprising enough, I didn't get any note that I don't deserve it. And
All right. Well, I definitely think that you are more than deserving, and I want to thank you again so much for taking time to speak with us. Congratulations again as well.
and Chag Sameach.
ILTV Plus, your news from Israel and more 24/7. Start your free trial today. Subscribe at ILTV.tv and watch from any device.